you like the Palo Santo? Welcome back to Chérie, It's a Process, where we talk about life as it actually is.
Zenfully chaotic and very much a work in progress. I'm Anais.
And I'm Mercedes. Okay.
How are you?
Today is all about love.
Ooh.
And to start us off, I have a question to you, Anais. And I mean, also to listeners, I would love to see what everyone's take on this is. What is your take on flowers on the first date?
So I arrive on the date. I don't know the guy, and he gives me flowers.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's a very good question. It's a good nuanced question because yes, in our day and age with Hinge and stuff, like you have never met this person. Is there a difference for you?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if I know the person, we've been friends, and it turns into dating, and the first official date, yeah, that's cute. But if I met them online, I've never met them before, and they're like, here, have some flowers. I'd be like, that's really nice and cute, but I feel like there's a bit of love bombing going on.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely one word that came to my mind as well. Love bombing. That's true. I think the first date when you like online date is more, it's not really a first date, is it? It's more of a like, do we actually vibe? Like, get to know someone, right? And get to meet someone for the first time. I've recently been dating someone. Right. And this discussion came up with me and him because I would love to get some flowers from him. But we've been on 2 official dates and we've been seeing each other for a little while. And I have not once gotten flowers from him. Hint, hint.
Listen to this.
I know he doesn't listen. I know he doesn't listen to the podcast, but I'm like, hint, hint. But then he was telling me about, I don't know if it was a friend of his or whatever, and they had gotten flowers on the first date, and he was like, that is such a red flag. And I was like, I don't know. I almost the type of person, I love receiving gifts, so I'm super happy about it.
I agree. I get it.
But I do agree the whole thing of, like, you've never met this person before, and maybe flowers are too strong.
But if you look at it from your case, where you didn't meet him online, you met him at an event. Yes. And then on the first time you guys go for drinks or like meet up, there's flowers. I'd be like...
Too early.
Yeah. I'm like,
too early.
See each other couple, go on some official, go maybe on first official date. Then I think...
we did.
I think the flowers can get introduced...
a bit later.
Yeah. I don't know. I would find that.
I agree. I do feel like I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I feel like I should get some flowers now.
But you always have flowers anyway.
Actually, I forced him the other day to bring me flowers. In exchange for food, though. I cooked for him, so it's okay. It's fair enough. Anyway, no.
That's
okay,
very,
flowers on the first date. That's not very what?
Like, forcing him, not very subtle.
No, it wasn't. But I told him, I was like, you need to bring eggs, and also, by the way, my tulips are dying, so you might as well bring some. He went, okay. And he did. It was pretty straightforward.
I might have to find him on Instagram and send him a little message.
Why?
Like, you know what I actually do?
Why do you need to message him?
Be like, bring my girl flowers.
Oh, yeah. All of you bombard him with messages.
I started just going past the flower shop with my boyfriend, being like, okay, we need to get some flowers.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know. Flowers on the first date. Good question.
For me,
I think it really depends, and I think like the first date when you meet someone online, I wouldn't consider it a first date because it's like a meeting for the first time, right?
Yeah.
It's like when you meet people in real life, you don't consider the first time you meet them to be the first date either. I think that's a bit messy. But then, like, the second time, I think it's fair. It's like a friend of mine is going on a second date soon, and, like, he should bring flowers. I think it's cute. It doesn't happen enough anymore. Women need more flowers in their lives, especially now that it's, like, spring, summer outside.
We can cut this out, but didn't he already give her flowers?
Other person.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Steffi.
I was like...
Yes, we're talking about you. Okay. Anyway, so that was it. That was my intro question. I thought it was an interesting thing to think about.
I think with that we can go into the pocket magic.
Pocket magic.
So this week's pocket magic, I wanted to present to you a board game that actually you, Mercedes, introduced to me, but I've really enjoyed playing it since, and I think many people have. It's called Everdell. It's about a little village of woodland creatures, and you basically have to... Why are you laughing at me?
No, because it's so true. I was like, that's cute, but it's also very true. That is what it is. I never realized it that way. Yeah.
And you basically have to collect berries and wood chips and different woodland products. And then you can buy houses and different kind of shops and houses and hotels, and also the creatures. Animals that come along with them. And you kind of... you can play with 2 people. You can even play with 1 person, I think. Anyway, I've only ever played with 2 people or more.
You can play up to 4, and then there's an extension that allows you to play up to 6 players. Yeah.
Okay.
It's 4. Yeah. Okay. And the extension allows you to play up to 6 players, and it's quite fun. And you, like, basically build your own village, and you, like, collect points by doing so.
Yeah, and at the end you count the points. And I think... For me, I've also, I think in the last year, I've definitely played more board games in my couple. We also have a couple of only 2-player board games. And also you and me have played a couple of times. I mean, we had a weekend where we just played Everdell, so I could really understand the rules and understand the kind of how it all works. And I think you also presented it to your, like, Austrian friend group, and they really enjoyed it.
They love it. It's a big hit.
It was really fun.
I love it too. We really enjoy our game nights here as well. We do it a lot.
Yeah. So that's kind of game nights, but we've also, have an actual game for you, but also generally having some game nights with family or friends is really fun. Good one. A double pocket magic today. So from the title, you might have already guessed, but it's about love languages. And I suppose it's quite in mainstream media now, love languages. Yes. But I suppose if you don't know what it is, it's officially, I'd say there's 5...
There's 5 love languages.
Yeah, there's 5 love languages. But I think unofficially there's quite a few more. But the original one was quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, gift giving or receiving, and physical touch.
Yeah, so those are the 5 love languages. And they were actually created by a guy called Gary Chapman.
Sounds English.
And he, American.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah, he's American. And he's an author and a radio talk show host, but he is also a minister, Baptist minister. And that's actually a little history lesson. He came out with the 5 love languages, the first book, in 1992. And which is called How to Express Heartfelt Commitment to Your Mate. We can put them in the show notes as well, his info and the books. He has, in total, he's written 12 books specifically about the love languages.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And in total, he has written 80 books in his life.
Wow.
Which is wild. Yeah. It's
Quite
a lot of books.
the renowned author.
Yes, he is. And because he's a minister, that's kind of where the thing with the love language is, or he's a pastor. Is minister and pastor the same thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't like the word minister because it doesn't sound as smooth, so I'm going to call him a pastor.
Okay.
If everyone's okay with that. So he actually came up with this model of the 5 love languages based on his experience as a counselor, as a pastor. Like, one of his pastor duties was to counsel couples. And through this counseling, he noticed this pattern emerge, which he then named the 5 love languages, or then he like put into 5 categories, which were the 5 love languages. Mm-hmm. And the pattern was basically him noticing that I don't know, one person in the partnership needed more time with their partner, so that's quality time, and the other partner was like being super frustrated because the other person never does anything for them, which is like acts of service, for example. So he started seeing this pattern through the counseling he did. The love languages, or this idea, this model, this theory, is not actually scientific research. They have tried to test this theory, and so they were basically trying to figure, like, science and researchers did try to figure out if this theory holds up, but the results have been all over the place with it. And there is a study from 2022 which found some support for it, but it also noted that like the evidence was quite shaky, so it was nothing definitive. And more recently also that other critics have pointed out that there's just not a lot of solid research, and like the concept has quite a few flaws. Like, one of them being, for example, that I think he claims that there is like one kind of main love language every person has. Research says that's not really true. Everyone has a little bit of everything. Sure, some of them may be a bit bigger, but it's not necessarily one that's really dominant. Yeah. And there were other, like, I mean, the general public loves it, right? Like, we see it everywhere. It's talked about everywhere.
All the dating
it's even
shows.
All the dating shows, all the like just talking one-on-one. On Hinge, people talk about love, having like what their love language is all the time, and it's everywhere. Even in marketing, marketing things have been using it here and there. And I think I saw this from Venmo in America, like that PayPal type thing, and they actually apparently used it in their marketing, which was like, our love language is safety. So it's really, really mainstream now. And I think that we've kind of lost the plot a little bit with it because it's become so mainstream.
How so?
Well, I think that we've just... It's so oversimplified, which is why I think it went so mainstream and viral in that way. But because it's so oversimplified, all the nuances have been lost. Nuances being just simply like talking to each other, respecting each other, truly understanding your own needs, the other person's needs. And those needs are so complex that these simple 5 labels could never fully grasp the complexity of human emotion, right? Yeah. So I think they're important. I think it's good to think about them. I think it's good to ask yourself what's important to you. It's good to know what your partner likes. But I also think that like it goes way beyond that. Something else was like, people look for other people who have the same love language, for example. So when it becomes this thing where it's not the actual human, but it's the things that make, I don't know how to explain.
Very materialistic, right?
Yeah, materialistic in the sense also of like it becomes very superficial. And it's like, oh, you like quality time. Okay, cool. Let's just spend time together. Or, oh, you like this. Okay, let's just like do that. And it becomes this, it feels almost like it's become this necessity rather than like just genuinely wanting to do something nice for someone. Yeah, so that's that. I mean, as like critical as I do see it, I still believe in it, if you can say that. I think it's very important. I think all 5 of them are very important when it comes to a proper romantic, loving partnership.
I think also in friendship, though. It's not only in...
Yes, true. I think they're also very important in friendship. That's also very true. And I think it's important to know which ones your friends/partner wants or needs. But I think it's also very important to know your own.
Should we...
And I think we should go into the 5 of them, shouldn't we? Because I feel like I was going to go, I know there's all these like other things that are also love languages, but they're not actually part of the love languages. And I was like, maybe we should mention the actual love languages first. So that was the history lesson. Let's get into the 5 love languages. The first one is going to be words of affirmation. Short definition of it is verbal and written compliments, unexpected praise, and recognition. What's your stance to that?
I think for me, it's the recognition, but the kind of recognition that you might have done something, or you just a simple like, oh, I hoovered, that acknowledgement of that you did something is really nice for me.
Or it's important to you.
Yeah, or like thank you for cooking, or that just something that I don't, it's not that I need validation, but just that. And I enjoy like when my partner again seems a bit, when my boyfriend does something for me, I appreciate it. I'm like, oh, thank you for cleaning the bathroom today, or thank you for doing the shopping, or it just feels not like I appreciate that he did. Again, I think they're all a little bit linked, because obviously he did something in the flat, or he did the food shop, or he that's technically an act of service,
right?
Which we'll go into. But I have that recognition that he did that.
But you're talking about not receiving that, but giving that.
Yeah, I think both.
You like to give words of affirmation.
I think my boyfriend doesn't. I definitely always thank him for if he does something for me.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes I struggle with the kind of that I do something and he doesn't see it, or he obviously sees it, but he doesn't make it known that he's seen it.
Right.
That's kind of where I might struggle with it. But I think I've also come to a place where I know that he's not a type of like his personality isn't gonna. He's just someone who doesn't do that. So sometimes he knows that I like it, so he like. But also I don't want to force him and change him and be like every time I cook or something, I'm like, I don't.
No, I think that balance is important though. If like he hears that that's important to you and tries to do that when he does think of it. Yeah,
and I think that's with all of the love languages. But
it's also okay and it's also okay if he doesn't do it all the time. Yeah. But it's funny because to you, words of affirmation, what it sounds like is that recognition and that like being seen, right?
Yeah.
And like being seen in what you do.
Yeah.
Versus for me personally, I mean, I like that too, but it's not as important to me, actually, the compliments
Yeah.
are a lot more important.
Yeah.
Which is funny. It's something I've recently noticed where I'm like, I do like that. Especially in friendship, it's not as important maybe. Which is also, there is a difference there for me, funnily enough. But if I'm being intimate with someone, I think that's the key. If I'm being intimate with someone, I like them acknowledging that they like what I look like or what I am like. Okay, let's do the next one. Acts of service. Doing things for other people that brings them joy. I struggle with this one.
Okay. Yeah. How so?
I struggle with this one because I will do anything and everything for my people, right? Like, that's just who I am. That's who I've always been. Doesn't matter if family, friends, partners. You don't need to ask me. I will do it. If you ask me, I will still do it. But when others do it for me, I really struggle seeing it. I think like I might have like had a partner that did those things, but I never really saw or acknowledged that. I don't know what that is. If it really has to be acknowledged. I don't know. I find that I just struggle with this one.
Well, that depends
to me,
again
it's
on
a
the
very
person,
normal
right?
thing, but sorry,
That depends on the person, because that's the exact issue I have with in my relationship.
In your situationship of 4 years.
That's exactly what I have, where I need the recognition, whereas he doesn't.
He just does it.
Yeah, I mean, I do go, because I've obviously been a lot more at home lately, and in that sense, I do I mean, according to me, I do a lot more of the work. According to him, it's equal. But
chores, you mean?
Yeah, chores and stuff. And I do sometimes go, I'm like, okay, this weekend, do you mind doing, giving the kitchen a clean? Do you mind giving...
Right, but like, our acts of service, chores, because those are just things you have to do anyway.
Yeah.
Like, our acts of service, things that you have to do but don't like doing, you do them anyway. Or is it like actually doing something for the other person?
I mean, I suppose
outside of that.
Yeah, I mean, so every night when we get ready for bed, he does usually put a glass of water next to my bed for him and for me. In my head, it's not his job, but it's his kind of ritual that he does for me. But then occasionally I'll do it. And he'll be like, wait, what? You got me water? And then occasionally I won't do it. But I'll already be in bed. And he'll be like, why didn't you do the water? So it's kind of this, like, for me, I don't see it as an act of service, but like it's like something he does for me that's kind of nice. And
I feel like that is an act of service, though, isn't it?
I think it's a very, in our relationship, it's very undefined, and I think it's in how I kind of see it. In his head, it's the first person who kind of gets ready, who's in bed first and has brushed their teeth and everything first.
Yeah.
And it usually, because I have a longer nighttime routine, it's always him.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's an act of service. Yeah. I get that, yeah. Because that's not a chore, right? It's not anything he has to do. It's just something he does do. Yeah. And even if he's not thinking about it, he knows, like, he doesn't just bring himself water and doesn't bring you any, right?
Yeah.
He knows that you also want your water, and he will automatically get you one, right? Mm. That, to me, is an act of service, and that's a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
It's something that's not that... Maybe it's just not that important to me.
But I think you do... I mean, when I am at yours, sometimes I'll load the dishwasher or I empty the dishwasher, and I'll do these,
And I like super appreciate it when like, you know, you stay over and you help out and stuff. And of course I love that. But even if you didn't do it, I wouldn't care, right? Like it's not something
that is
that
bothered.
upsets
I suppose I wouldn't
me
care if you
or-
didn't do it either.
Yeah, because I think the actual act of service is, for example, I had this ring way back when I was living in Paris, and when I was bartending, at some point the stone fell out of the ring because of work and stuff. And my partner at the time had told me, oh, I'm going to bring it to the jeweler. I'm going to get it fixed for you. Like, I'm going to do this for you. And I was like, that's amazing. And that's an act of service that I would have so appreciated. 4 years later, I still have the ring. There's still no gem. We never went to the jeweler.
You still have the gem?
I lost the gem back when it fell out during work. It must have, like, you know, obviously behind the bar. It's messy. God knows where it went. But that's disappointing to me, right? Because I'm like, the act of you just taking the ring, going to a jeweler, getting it fixed for me would have been the world to me. Right? But instead, he just talked about it, didn't actually do it. And I'm like, okay, well, like, what's the point of the, you know, like, there's no...
Oh.
And I think it's also something, like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't necessarily go to the jeweler and get it fixed. And, like, having someone else do that for me, that would have been the act of service for me. Something I wouldn't necessarily do for myself,
but they
that
go
I would
out of their
like
way
to have done, and they go out of their way and do it for me. That, I think that to me is an act of service. Physical touch.
Yep.
Love is felt through non-sexual touch, hugging, and general physical presence. That's a big one. I think that one's really important. I think that one's important in every relationship, although I do struggle with it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I love physical touch, and I'm always like holding his hand or touching, and he's very much like, especially when it starts getting hot, he's like, I'm hot, don't touch me. Like, I know you're hot.
I see what you did there. But he's not, does he like, that's gonna sound weird. Does he touch you?
He does, but like a little bit, and then he's like, okay, I've had enough now.
Right.
Like, okay. I'm very cuddly, and I want the kind of cuddles, and I want the like back scratches. But he's like, okay, I'll do a little bit, and now I'm enough. Like, me giving me a massage, I'm like, oh, yes. And that maybe comes from my mother as well, because she always used to give us lots of massages when we were kids. But he's like, I'm like, can I give you a massage? He's like, no, why would you do that? I'm like, okay.
Oh, funny how like physical touch seemed to be like a big thing and you're growing up, and it's something that you then perceive as, I want to show you love, therefore I want to give you a massage. But to him, that's not even on his radar, or maybe he didn't grow up like that at all. So to he's just like, what? That's really fascinating too, right? How the differences happen.
And then sometimes I'll be like scratching his like head. I'll just be like stroking, and he's like, why are you like, why are you doing that? Why are you giving me a head scratch? I'm like, isn't that normal? My sister like begs me for it. And he does. It's not that we, you know, sit next to each other and don't like cuddle, or like there is cuddling and stuff.
Sure.
But there's a bit of a kind of disconnect between how we want it and how we need it, and what he likes and what I like. Finding the...
No, and it really does, in this case, it really does sound very clear as to like how you grew up and how he grew up, right?
Yeah, maybe.
It's true. Like, I mean, I've never been super huge on physical touch, but when I do give, I think I'm very intentional with it. Like, I'm not huge on like hugging my friends necessarily all the time, and like we're not all over each other and stuff like that. But like if my friend is upset or the moment calls for it, I will like loop them into like the biggest hug, and I will make sure like I'm physically very present. So I think for me it's always been a very, or not always, but especially lately, it's been a very intentional thing. I'm very, very aware of it, which I think makes it nice as well. Yeah. Physical touch. I got very overwhelmed at boarding school with it, because I feel like at boarding school we were very physically touchy, which sounds horrible, but like,
well, there was a lot of hugging.
For anyone who wasn't there, just really quickly to clarify this, we basically had bedtime hugs every night. There was like, before everyone went to their rooms and before bedtime, we would all stand there and give each of us, and we were like 60 students. I mean, it was never that many people, but it was like 20 people at least that you would like individually hug and say goodnight to. And in retrospect, it was very overwhelming. And
I
like,
see that as well.
The last 2 years, I tried avoiding that.
Oh.
It's just too much. But then you can't just choose your people, because then you feel like others might feel left out or something.
I think I chose my people.
Yeah, I think at some point we all did. But you know what I mean? It's like, I think I got very overstimulated with physical touch at boarding school. So as soon as I left, I was very okay with having a lot less of it. Quality time. Giving your attention to another person, active listening, and making time for loved ones.
I like that one.
I love this one. Yeah, we're big on that one.
Yeah.
I think we're very big on that one.
But it's not even just me, just in my relationship, also with family and with friends, and it's just.
Well, I think one of the big things that like you can tell that we're both big on that one is because we talk on the phone 2 to 3 times a day. Even if we're not talking, we're just on the phone. And it is just that like spending time together that we just both love so much. Just love having you there without you really being there. It's nice. I really enjoy it. I could spend hours and hours with the people I love, and I don't even care what we do. Just having them there is huge for me. Yeah, I do really love that.
Well, that's also something that I've kind of not struggled in my relationship, but that we've had to learn. Because I can, just spend hours and hours, but he also needs time for himself. And maybe that's also a dynamic that I've had so much work. I'm by myself all day. I'm doing my stuff. I'm getting stuff done in the apartment. I'm kind of, living my life, whereas he's at work and he's kind of in an office. And when he wants to come home, he obviously also needs that like him time in the apartment. But I'm like, oh yeah, of course I want to spend time with you. I want to connect. I want to, but he just wants that downtime and figuring out, okay, on the weekend, I really want to do this and I want to do that, but also respecting that he also needs his time, and like that kind of communication and figuring that out has also been a kind of
it's a funny one, because I think like as much as I love spending time with my people, I then forget the quality time with myself as well.
Yeah.
And I live alone, right? Like, it's not like I come home to anyone. But I'm constantly doing things or talking to you on the phone, or even this guy that I'm dating. Like, we spend a lot of time together. And I love it. Like, there's no complaints. But then there's also moments where I'm like, I need to remember to give that quality time to myself as well. Because it can get overwhelming. As much of a beautiful love language I think it's one that most people forget to give to themselves. Right?
Yeah.
I actually, now that I said it, I feel like all of these you could give to yourself, and people probably should give to themselves more. But quality time, I think, is quite a big one that you can give yourself and should.
Definitely.
Okay, so we love quality time.
It's a favorite.
Easy. It is a favorite. Last one, receiving gifts. Enjoy surprise gifts and tangible symbols of thoughtfulness and effort. Love. Love, 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 love. I am obsessed with this one. Truly obsessed. And we talked about this. When was this? Like a week ago, I think, or something? 2 weeks ago? We talked about this, and I told you, I was like, I have felt so guilty for loving this one. And you were like, what do you mean guilty? I was like, I have felt so bad because I felt like it made me this super materialistic, superficial human. And lately I've been like, no, I'm not. I just feel so loved when I get things. And maybe that's also my upbringing, but those can be the silliest things, right? Like, it doesn't mean that you have to go and buy me the most expensive gift. No, it's just you saw something, you thought of me, and then you brought that thing to me.
Going back to our kind of entrance question, our intro question.
True.
You would love to get a bunch of flowers on the first day. You would be like,
I
my
would.
God.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I am the kind of person who will not see the red flag in that. I will just love it. To me, it's not love bombing. I just want gifts.
But the thing is also about you love receiving, but you love giving as well.
Yes, I do. I'm a big gift giver. We have too many
innuendos in this episode.
I'm a big giver and receiver. God. Okay.
We're talking about gifts here.
Yes, totally. PG-13. No, I don't know. No, I do love giving gifts, and I love making gifts, and seeing something, thinking of someone, thinking about why that thing could fit to that person, all these things. I do love it. But I've really also, it's funny because I never felt bad about that, right? Like, I never felt bad about giving gifts. I only ever felt bad about wanting to also receive them. And lately I've stopped feeling bad about it, and just, I enjoy it when I do get gifts. I got some beautiful birthday gifts, and the guy I've been dating, he's like giving me like 2 small things, and they're not huge, not at all, but it's just a little token of like, I thought of you. Yeah. And it's like, that tiny thing is so massive, because it's like, oh, you actually think of me when I'm not there, and it's sweet, it's nice. So those are the 5 love languages. Do you like receiving gifts and like getting gifts?
I really do, and I think
no, you do.
I see it again in my relationship. Often my boyfriend wants to organize a trip, take me to Venice, take me to places, go to Prague as a gift, and I'm like, no, but I want a physical, something I can touch. Like, obviously the memory of going to Venice or going to X, Y, and Z, I keep that, I cherish that, and I really enjoyed it. But sometimes I need that kind of touch.
Yeah.
Something I'm like, oh yeah. So it's that figuring out, what is it that I like? What is it that he likes? How do we
make both of it happen?
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
How do I not undermine him if I'm like, well, actually, I would prefer the physical object and not the trip. But also, I really want to also go on the trip. How do we make that happen? Do we share the cost of that and don't have it as a present, but then we go and make sure that still happens? So, but yeah, I do like receiving gifts as well. But I think there is a fine line, because I also noticed it with my niece. At some point, every time I would go see her, I would bring her something. It just kind of happened naturally, because I saw something and I was like, oh, she would like this. It was just little knickknacks. But it got to a point where one time I came without anything and she goes, well, what did you bring me?
Right.
And then I was like, oh, wait, that's not what I was trying to do here. I wasn't trying to like buy her love and expect her.
No, but I also think it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's funny when it becomes this expectation.
Yeah,
already,
I think it turned into an expectation, and then it was like, oh, okay, but it wasn't a surprise anymore. Yeah. And that it happened, I wasn't actively, every time I went to go see her, I wasn't actively trying to bring her something. It just happened naturally.
Yeah, exactly.
But then it turned into this expectation she had, and my sister looked at me like, my niece was like, I think she must have been like 3 or 4 at the time, and we were just having this moment of like,
Okay, those are the 5 love languages. Thank you for going through them with me. I know, like, I'm gonna wrap this up because I think it's been enough information, but before I do, I will just leave you all with some underrated love languages that I found. I'm not going to go into them one by one, but I will just list them so you're aware that it's not just those 5, and that there is more that you should look out for and that you should consider, which are consistency, attunement, vulnerability, foreplay, and nurture. And
I mean, they it's so easy to say and to be like, oh yeah, of course, but it's also being aware of that. It's kind of being in tune and aware of your partner and what they kind of, or your friend, or your, what they need, and not what they need, but just being there and being open to a person and not being selfish, I think is just, in a way, common sense, but in a way also not, because you won't always think of it and you're like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. No, it's true. And I think all of them together, all of these love languages, the ones that aren't official ones, the official ones, whatever, it's all about creating a space that you yourself and whoever you're with, if that's a romantic partner or a friend or a family member, feel safe in.
Yeah.
Right? Because that is what it is at the end of the day. It's not just this doing stuff or saying stuff or whatever. It's just this equals safety, and I feel good with you and safe with you, and all of those things come down to that. And the question is, what do you need to feel safe? And then also, what is it your partner needs to feel safe? And that's the conversation that needs to be had, really.
Yeah, and I think being in tune with what you need and what they need and how you can make it work together in those relationships, friendships, is kind of the key to figuring out, and not only prioritizing, I need gifts, I need them to give me gifts. That's how I see love, but also being like, because I think you can have one that's very strong, but the connections you build, you can be like, actually, also for me, quality time is now really important with this person, not just that they're giving me gifts.
I do just think it is very oversimplified, and I do just want to say that, like, it does lose the complexity of human emotions, and we can use that simplified model on some level, but I think it is super important to then also go deeper into each one of those love languages to then like say, oh, actually outside of these 5, this is also important to me, and communicating all of that and really figuring it out for yourself. because it is a very, 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 very simplified model. And it doesn't it doesn't get to the core of what we actually feel.
Yeah.
But it's a good starting point. I think that's the key. It's a good starting point.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. I think this is enough. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Excited to be back with another episode.
No, it's going to be a fun one next week. All about the flow.
All about the one after this is
all about the flow. We'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there. That's the teaser.
Yeah.
Wishing everyone a happy, lovely Sunday, or whatever day you're listening this on. Wonderful week ahead, or weekend ahead, depending on the day.
We'll be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.